Okay, so today we're gonna dive into what could possibly be on the Superman sequel or who can be the villain. I think James Gunn kind of dropped the ball today. I don't know if he teased it or he actually revealed who's gonna be the villain. And it's an exciting time to be a DC fan because this is one of the villains that everybody has been waiting for. But before we get into that, something dropped today that we weren't I was not expecting this. I was not expecting this movie to drop on VOD so soon, but today James Gunn announced that it's coming to your homes this Friday on A15, available now for pre-order. So we can order. This is this Friday. Today is the 13th. Today is the 12th actually. So it's gonna be dropping this weekend. So a lot of people, including me, I'm befuddled by this whole thing with the movie dropping so early. But anyway, I knew that this was going to happen, that it was going to have the 45-day window. The movie has met its mark. It's already going to reach $600 million, even though the movie is going to come out this weekend on VOD, but it's going to be, it's still going to be on movie theaters. So Jurassic World and Minecraft, let me get into this. Jurassic World and Minecraft, yeah, there you go. So I did tweeted this out. This is a rare occurrence. Jurassic Rebirth, approximately 34 days from theatrical to a digital release. Minecraft movie, which made way more money than the Superman movie. So approximately 39 days from the theatrical to digital. So I feel that the studio is actually double dipping. They know the movie is still gonna be on theaters. I don't know if movie theaters are gonna be happy about this. I don't think they're happy that when these things when you take from the revenue, because this is, of course, it's gonna deter like big families from going to the movie theaters, because now they can watch the movie for $25 to $30 at home with the entire family versus going to the movie theaters, which is gonna be a little bit expensive. Another thing that I saw somebody tweeting about this was that if people feel cheated that this movie came out so quick after spending money going with the families and then getting the movie released 30 days, roughly 33 days later. And I feel like this is not I don't think this is correct correct way to think, because listen, when you go to the movie theaters, you go for the movie theater experience. You don't get that experience at home. For instance, when I watched Sinners, the movie theaters, I was so freaking glad that I watched the movie on movie theaters. When I watched F1 movie, I was so glad that so that movie theater experience, you cannot compare it to getting a VOD. Yeah, sure, I'm gonna get the VOD, watch it on VOD, but I know that experience is not gonna be the same. It doesn't hit the same. So I don't think anybody's sitting out there saying, hey, I regret going to the movie theaters when I knew this movie was gonna come out. And I'm sure there's people out there that they do that. They wait around till the movie comes out, so that way they watch it at home instead of spending a little bit of money, because money is time. It's kind of tight right now because the economy. But yeah, so I don't think it's a bad thing. It's not indicative of the movie performing poorly, the movie flop. It doesn't indicate none of those things. And the court of public opinion, yes, it can look that way, and I think that's where I feel that Warner Brothers probably missed the mark or didn't read the room. All these comic book movies are usually front loaded. They make their big money in the first 2-3 weeks. And you can see that the movie, even though it's still performing well worldwide, well, internationally not so well, but it's still making money. The movie is poised to cross 600 million. I don't know if it's gonna make the 650 million that was kind of forecast by the end of its run, because now this VOD. So I don't know if they are leaving money on the table by releasing this so early, even though the movie is still gonna be in movie theaters. Now, perception is very important, because now people can feel, hey, I can wait 3, 4, even less weeks to watch this movie on VOD. And I don't have to no longer wait more than 45 days or wait the 90-day window that used to be before COVID. Now people are very likely to look at things differently. I know that the math is kind of changing as far as making movies and how the studios are making their money, because this VOD, all that money is going directly to the studio in comparison to whatever they make in the movie theaters, which is a split. So I think that's one of the things that encourage or push Warner Brothers to have this movie released so quick. Now, like I said at the beginning, I think the studio just want to double dip. the VOD gambit, immediate revenue injection to the studio, is probably one thing that is very appealing for them. Another thing is that people that go to the movie theaters are less likely to go now, because now when you go to the movie theaters, even though it's an experience, people tend to spend more when they go to the movie theaters. They spend on concession stand, they buy the tickets and food and beverages. All that stuff can add up when you come in with your entire family. One of the downside about this is a fair one, and it's that is this kind of behavior kind of sets the precedent. Now in the future, when movies are gonna come out, is that people will have expectation, thinking, well, this movie can drop on 33 days, or it can drop on less than 45 days. Maybe I should wait. And now you're gonna set precedent where people kind of expect these movies to be released in a shorter time window, and that alone can hurt movie theaters in the long run. Another thing to consider is that rewatchability is a revenue stream, and you are cutting your legs when you're doing this, because now when you go see a movie like this, you go in there with intention to watch it multiple times if the movie's good, like many of us did. Now people that go and watch this movie multiple times, they probably get the experience, but they're gonna hold out for the 33-day, 45 days, whatever it is, so that they can watch the movie on VOD. So I think that is something to be considering whenever releasing this movie this early. It's a murky situation. It's a win for the studio, but I think it's gonna be impacting the movie theaters moving forward if more movies start to adapt this shorter window. Okay, so with that reveal, we got some stuff that we've been waiting for a long time. Tim Burton at one point was about to make a Superman movie where the villain was supposed to be Brainiac. Then Zack Snyder said that there was rumors, I don't know if this was true, that Brainiac was supposed to be the villain for his Superman sequel, until everything changed and he went on to do Batman versus Superman. But today, there was a featurette, behind the scenes stuff that we got from Warner Brothers, the DC Studio, and James Gunn. And one of the things that I caught my eyes when I was watching it was this little image here. And look who's right here on the bottom. Let me see if I can zoom in. There you go. Yeah. Who is that? Who could this be? Now remember that a couple of weeks back, I think 2 weeks back, probably less. Remember that David Zaslav said that James Gunn is already writing the next chapter of the Super Family. And you can see here an image of the Super Family, Superman, Supergirl, and Krypto. But the villain of this movie, it looks like it's gonna be Brainiac. So it looks like James Gunn is gonna be bringing Brainiac to the big screen. About freaking time. I'm excited for this because I've been waiting for this character to show up in the cinematic universe. So we're finally getting another monster from the Gods and Monsters chapter, and we're gonna get a Brainiac. And it makes total sense because Brainiac's obsession with the Kryptonian, it makes sense for him to come to Earth to try to get Kal-El and Kara, Zor-El, and Krypto, which are the three last survivors of Krypton. And if you know anything about this character, he's hell-bent on getting this unique items in the universe, and that's probably the way that he sees these three, the last three Kryptonians. But listen, guys, let me know what you guys think. Are you excited about this idea? I'm really over the moon because I couldn't believe my eyes when I saw this little thing. I don't know if James Gunn did it on purpose. I don't know if he did it. It was a misstep or something that just escaped the team when we're putting this thing together. But when I saw this, I was like, "What?" I think the whole Leo. There he goes. But yeah, so this has me excited because it's gonna be an exciting time to be a Superman fan, and I think this is what's gonna happen on the next Superman film. It's not gonna be Batman versus Superman. And another thing is that the tone about this movie already feels that it's going to be similar to the Superman movie. It's going to be very stylized, very retro futuristic, very throwback to sci-fi, how these sci-fi movies used to be made in the 80s and the 70s. So this feels like an exciting time to be a DC fan. So I hope this is really what James Gunn is really working on, and he's just not teasing us with something else, and he's just like playing with our emotions. Let me know what you guys think. Do you like this Brainiac news? Do you think that he's gonna be the villain who would you want him to play? That's one thing that I have my picks. I'm gonna reveal it with you guys on another video. So stay tuned. Make sure to subscribe. Leave a comment in the comment section. Till next time, never let your nerd die. Peace.